Yeah, her hair like fried off bleaching. Like she had a full fringe going on. Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. My name is Alexander Franz Joseph. I am a session stylist here in Milan. That means I work in fashion, at photo shoots, stuff like that. And I stole my boyfriend's YouTube equipment and I thought, why not talk about hair on the internet? Now, I've always liked pop culture, pop stars, so I thought, why not see their hair journey and maybe I can give you some insight on what is real hair, what does their actual hair look like, what is fake, what is their best look. There are so many things that I think would be very interesting to see. So let's jump right into the first video. We have Dua Lipa as our first candidate for this little series. By the way, if you want to support me, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me that I could keep making those videos and talk about many more celebrities. So Dua Lipa, I think, is a good example to start off with because she has always switched it up for every era that she's done. I know she hasn't done that many. I think now it's going to be her third album coming out. She's been serving looks. Dua Lipa can just pull off anything. And yeah, let's dive right into this video. So here we have a picture of 2013. She looks really young in this picture. Very cute. And it does look like her real hair. I think it's no extensions. I do think her real hair is kind of straight. And also the color. Maybe there's like a toner on this or something, but I think it's either her natural hair color or very close to it. And in order to actually see what her hair looked like, I also researched and I found some pictures from when she was a child so we could see what her actual hair looked like. And yeah, I think it's this kind of like medium to light brown hair, very straight. Obviously, a lot of children maybe have curly hair and then grow up and their hair is straight or the other way around. Or a lot of blonde kids don't stay blonde, believe it or not. But yeah, I think her hair kind of remained the same. So let's see what she's been doing to it throughout the years. This is 2016. I still think her hair is her like natural hair color. She has like a little bit of a wave going on here. And one thing I do remember when I was in high school and her first song came out, which was Be the One. I don't know if y'all were there right from the start. I remember watching that video thinking she's really beautiful, but also thinking that she has very fine hair, which now you wouldn't say that because I think obviously like her team has gotten so much better with little tricks and extensions and whatever she's using. But yeah, back in the day I always thought she had fine hair, and it's true, like I don't think she has a lot of it, and also it being straight doesn't really help that. Then we are in 2017. I feel like now her face is kind of looking more like the Dua we're used to. And I think something has changed with the hair. Like you can see the ends are a little bit brighter and the root almost looks darker. Now, maybe they've done like a little bit of highlights or like a balayage. And then a toner on the roots. But yeah. It's very subtle, but I think this is when she started playing around with it a little more. March 2018, this is the first time we saw a blonde Dua Lipa. And this was a wig. Like, I am 100% sure this was a wig. You can kind of tell, like, it's a good wig, but it's not, like, the best wig. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I love this. Later on, I remember really liking blonde Dua, but looking at her like this, I don't know. I think dark suits her better. But let's continue. Again, 2018, the dark bob. This was kind of iconic back in the day. I remember her doing like a perfume ad or something with this like dark bob and looking really good. I think hair like hers, that is straight and fine, is actually the perfect hair to do a bob on. Because when you have her hair that's a little more either like curly or wavy, or hair that tends to have a little bit more volume, then often bobs kind of don't work too well because they end up looking like a triangle kind of. But her hair is perfect for a bob, and she has a very pretty face, so yeah. I don't know, looking at it now, I don't stand. But it's a vibe. Why not? Like if she was not a pop star, but like a private person, I think the bob would be kind of a vibe. September 2019. Again, this is Dua in a wig. It's a very wiggy wig. Like, you can tell it's a wig. It's not even a lace front. It's just a good old wig. But it kind of suits her. I think the dark hair does suit her, and obviously with a face like hers, you can kind of pull off any haircut almost. But yeah, I don't know. Not her best look. Oh, 2019. This is the start of the future nostalgia era, and I think this is a moment where she like leveled up her career. One thing that I find super interesting here is that you can tell they've had a hard time bleaching that dark artificial color out of her hair, because, and also I remember this coming out and me looking at it and thinking that color is not, it's not it. Like, you can tell that the lift wasn't good. You can tell that the lift was probably better on the root than in the lengths. But there's a lot of like orange and yellow still in there, and they tried to tone it to get that look that they were going for, which was an iconic look. I really liked the idea of like the top part being blonde and the rest brown. But yeah, this was not it yet, which is such a shame because this was a big photo shoot. I think that was the photo shoot that kicked off the era, and that was maybe even on the CD. I don't even know. December 2019. So this was just a few months after the other picture, at least after the other picture came out, I guess. And you can tell the blonde is blonding now. Like, this is a very pretty blonde, very clean. They must have bleached it one more, if not a few more times. And it's also a very nice tone. Like, it's not icy and it's not too warm. I think it suits her really well. And I am almost certain that there's extensions in there, because I remember seeing her with like an updo, and there was really just like the top part that was like bleached or blonde. But when she had this look here, like there's a lot of blonde. Sometimes she looked almost completely blonde, and so I'm sure they played around with extensions also to make the color look better. I'm sure her hair, I mean, it started out already being fine when it was natural. So with all that bleaching on top of artificial dark color, it must have gotten very like fine and thin. So yeah, but whatever they did, it worked. Like, I remember also seeing this, it was like a late night show or something, and I really liked it. Also the like little wave she has going on. Prime Dua, what can I say? There we go. This is February 2020, so a few months after the picture we've seen before. And she's saying, this is not a haircut. It's bleach breakages, but I'm running with it. Yeah. Like, that's what happens when you bleach your hair aggressively. And I used to work in a salon until like 2020, I guess. 2021 too? Oh my god. Anyways, at the time I worked in a salon, and I remember a client saying, how does Dua change her hair up all the time and it's always looking great? And I pulled out this photo because I remembered seeing it on her story, because there is no magic way of bleaching hair that doesn't damage it, or they don't have access to products that we don't have. It's really just bleach, and bleach does consume the hair. It does weaken the hair structure. And then when we see these celebrities, they have wigs, they have extensions, they're perfectly styled. Like, that's what makes us think they can do anything and their hair always looks good. But yeah, her hair like fried off bleaching. Like, she had a full fringe going on. And also this picture, I remember seeing it, and she had something in the caption like bleach breakage and butterfly somethings are for girls. Yeah. That hair like snapped off. This length that we see, like where it broke off, it was like this much natural hair that lifted more easily, and then where the artificial color was, that just snapped right off. Because it's one thing to bleach dark natural hair, it's another thing to bleach dark artificial color out of hair. And yeah, I mean, it kind of looks good, but this is what happens. Like, oh yeah, and this is also like around that time period in 2020, and look at the way they place these two clips. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think when she was like dancing around and stuff, even though they had extensions and it was styled, I think those smaller pieces kept falling, and so they placed these two little clips in there. Very clever. It looks amazing. Like, they always made it look great. I really like blonde Dua. This blonde Dua. The wig was a different thing. This I really like. I think this is like one of the best hair she had. I don't know. If you disagree, feel free to comment. June 2020. And that's another thing that I often see with celebrities. So she went from dark to blonde to red. And every time a celebrity that was blonde, like I remember with Kylie Jenner, this happened more than once. Every time a celebrity that was blonde goes red, I know that they're gonna be dark within months. Because the way you color hair that's been bleached, you have to add in all those like warm undertones that you've removed with bleaching. Otherwise, the dark color that you put on top will just look like kind of empty. Sometimes it can turn green when it washes out. So if you ever want to color your hair dark at home and you've had bleached hair, please go ahead and like put something red on top. Like, it can just be like even a color like something red. Put that on top first, wash it out, and then go ahead, do the color that you want. It was also Dua's case, because then July 2020, like a month later, she was out with dark hair. If you look closely, you can tell that there's a lot of extensions in there, and you can also tell where her real hair ends and how quickly that color faded. Because another thing about very bleached hair is that it's so porous, it doesn't really hold on to pigments that well anymore. And so sometimes you put color on top, but then with washing it just fades very quickly, and that's kind of what happened here. And I feel like this is the only time I've seen Dua with like extensions that didn't look great. This is the only time I can tell like where her real hair ends and where like the extensions are. But yeah, this wasn't it wasn't a red carpet or anything. This was just, looks like she's on her way to the gym. March 2021. So this is like a good 6 months later or something. And this, I think, is iconic Dua. This is a little darker than her real hair, I guess. It's a lot of extensions. I think you look at her this way and it's not like a crazy length. It's not like, nothing's crazy about it. But if you remember at the very beginning what her real hair looked like, it has quite a bit more body to it. And also, I mean, she had short hair just a few months before. But yeah, Dua looks really good on this one too. Damn, she can just pull off anything. But I think this is, for her features and her face and everything, probably like the best look she can do, like the best color at least. 2021 again. I remember like seeing all these pictures on Instagram. She was on the beach, on vacation, doing just normal things, and her hair always looked great. And we all knew this wasn't all her real hair, but it always looked great. I think one thing that could help her is the fact that she has very straight hair naturally. So even when she's like out or doesn't like get a beautiful blowout or whatever, her hair probably still blends very well with those extensions because she doesn't have to like straighten it to make it blend. Yeah, she's so cute. Oh, and here we are, 2024 Dua. Red. I remember when this came out, I didn't love the red because I'm not a big fan of this type of red in general. But then the more I see of her with this color, the more I like it. I think especially people with darker features that naturally have quite dark hair can pull off this hair color quite well. Like, it's kind of iconic. But I do think they were like, okay, new album, like, she was dark for the first album, blonde for the second one. What can we do? What color is there left to do? And they went with red hair. Yeah, she looks great. I mean, it's Dua Lipa. She can really do so much. But yeah, what was your favorite Dua hair? Please feel free to comment below. I think for me, it's a tie between the blonde from like the Break My Heart video with the cute waves, or just like the dark hair that she had in like 2021. I think those were looks that were really cool. And also the blonde and dark, I think it's something that it's kind of like a 2000s vibe. I'm sure they weren't like the first ones to do it, but it's something that then I've seen around quite a bit. Even Miley had it at some point. And also in the salon, people requested that. I think it was really a vibe. I always liked doing stuff like that because there's a big difference between like bleaching a whole head of hair and just bleaching like a mohawk section. So yeah, that was my video about Dua Lipa. Feel free to subscribe, to comment. If you want to follow my own journey and the hair that I do and my life, then please follow me on Instagram. I will leave it down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.